Never allow people to decide your fate. Never you allow people to decide your fate. Because everything you do in life, you should be moved by what you believe in. Hate don't exist. It is just insecurity and weak people who can dare watch you. Normalize. Instead of them to applaud you of your strength, they weaken you with words. Do you know how I call them? I call them noise makers. Scribbling. And welcome to the show Issues of Today here at Voice of Liberia. 104.1 coming to you from Capital Bypass in Monrovia. What's a great way to say welcome, and I want to sincerely apologize for not bringing the show on yesterday, but you won't believe what we are going through here at Voice of Liberia. It is tough, difficult, but no matter what the challenges are, with the blessing of my parents, inshallah, we will succeed. We've been through a lot. Here we are today again. We hope that gradually things will get better. What a good way to be back here on the radio. My name is Sekou, and I'm Sekou Sharif. Invite someone to listen. As a matter of fact, this is where we converge at about this time to talk about the issues that matter. Educating Liberians, letting you to know about what you need to know about, straightening out of the contradictions. Like I always say, there are lots of things happening in Liberia. Some are good, some are bad. But how can we work together as people to make the bad ones to be good in the interest of the people of Liberia? Together as a people, we can make things better. Let us disagree to agree, but we should not go back to the butchers. We should not encourage the idea of Senator Prince Johnson to use the butch or the butchers for solutions. Oh yes, it feels good to be back. Hope that all remains constant to have us present to you this all-important edition today on the radio Issues of Today here at Voice of Liberia. My name is Sekou Sharif, and today we will be with you up to 9 o'clock tonight, our usual time on the radio. Too many things to talk about. The other time, we started to talk about reasons about Joseph Newman Boaka not being fit to lead Liberia come October 2023. I need to take a water break. And the reason why I need to take a water break is very interesting. And I want you to share the live so that other people can join us. Those of the people that maybe today is the very first time coming across it, so that other people can join us, so that you can listen to what exactly we're about to present to you today. It is very interesting. And we're interested to know lots of things about Ambassador Joseph Newman Boaka. And not just telling you, but providing you the pieces of evidence as to our discussions. So today, our focus, we want to take the rest of our broadcast on the political leader of Unity Party in person of Joseph Newman Boaka. And We'll give you reasons, and we'll play you some videos, audios as well, and we'll give you some investigative findings as well, right? Most of you, I can remember that was on Monday when we had a show. One of our followers or one of the persons that was following the show, and then he said, we are most often on and off at times. And I want to agree with you. Of recent, it has been very, not too cool with us. It has been very difficult moment in our broadcast. We've been having lots of difficulties with our source of electricity. Mind you, Liberia, the electricity is very unstable. Maybe, who knows, we might not even end this show if LC goes off. And the generator we've been having, it itself has gone to a certain extent. It is even creating more problems than good for us. So, like that, we're interested to know that we were unfortunate. We were hit to the extent 2 of our transmitters got damaged beyond repair. And all of the transmitters we're using, we purchased them out of the country. And so when they're damaged, we don't get them here. And they're being repaired. So we've been fighting. And that is it. But here we are. We hope that we can continue to serve you Liberians, right? On today, I saw on social media, I saw the footage of the city police, the Monrovia City Police Director. I think he has returned to the country, and I'll make arrangement with him to have him on my show so we can talk more about what really transpired in the United States of America. So he will be my guest anytime soon. I think I'm told there were some other revelations and some other things placed out today, and we'll follow and we'll follow that as well. Okay, too many things happening in Liberia, folks. Like I said, some of the issues are good, some of the issues are bad, and how can we make the bad ones to be good and make the good ones to continue to be good? Not to waste our time, we have too many things to do. Fellow Liberians, on the Monday's edition of the program Issues of Today, I started a discussion, and I promised you Liberians, our listeners, most of you that have followed some of us on the radio, we don't say things that we don't present to the people of Liberia. And so we always try our best to present facts. So the other time I said, to tell you how Ambassador Boaka has done more harm to our country than good, I will give you reasons backed by facts. And today we're going to start that, and we're going to be discussing Ambassador Joseph Newman Boaka, political leader of Unity Party, and that of Nimba County Senator Prince Johnson. One of the reasons why we're going to be discussing Prince Johnson, I just want the Liberian people to know that, when the job we do, most of you don't understand some of the things we go through. We come through spiritual attacks. Sometimes you have some terrible dreams. You go through lots of things just to do what we do. And I want to say this openly to Senator Prince Johnson. I have it on record. And also, I have the message recently sent to me by Senator Prince Johnson. Even though he called me earlier on, before coming on the show, that got me a little bit late for the show. There were some threats from the senator towards me, saying that his followers will come after me when I continue to talk about him on the radio. But I want to say to you, Senator, I respect you for who you are, but nothing will stop me to tell you about your wrongdoings you've done to our country, Liberia. If that would be the reason for my life, I'm willing. Because we know what some of you do in this country. We know what some of you play with in this country. But because we want to speak the truth, it becomes a problem. And if I just explain to you what Senator Prince Johnson said to me before coming on the radio, then you want to ask yourself, is it that Senator Prince Johnson, of all persons, including the likes of Joseph Newman Boaka, is this how they want to come to power? That they will not allow people to express themselves? Whenever people express themselves, they intimidate them and they go personal to the extent that could cost the life of the person? I know the history of Senator Prince Johnson. You know what he has done in this country. And going to the extent of which he just did, it brings to mind that we will experience a lot of things in this country from now to elections. Lots of things. Prince Johnson, when did he get to know that it is a bad thing for people to tell him that he's a killer? When he gets to understand this, that it hurts or it's a bad thing to kill a sitting president. When he gets to know that it was a bad thing to take the lives of innocent people. So when people say it, it hurts him. And then he called to make threats. But in the middle of the show, I will tell you exactly what are some of the threats that Senator Prince Johnson say out to me, and also his message he sent out to me. But this is what I want to say before we can start the show. I'm not one of the journalists that will fall prey to these kinds of issues. And one thing I've always said to myself, that no matter what people will do in the dark world, I believe that there's a God. And the God accepts, and he thinks and feels that it is the time for such to happen, that will happen. So I don't care about what people will say, people like Prince Johnson, for some of the threats he just sent out to me, some of the things he's saying, how he will send people after me, all that kinds of things and all of that. He's from Nima County, so the people there, he followers there, everything. Good of it. You have followers, and no one is saying you don't have followers, but I'm not too sure because you have followers, we should not talk about your ills, that some of the bad things you've done in our country. You go kill a sitting president and you don't want to talk about it. The audio I will bring. Now Liberia, the other country president that you are involved in the killing, what you explain, I get our audio already. I will release it to the Liberian people. I have it. Okay, let's move on. Fellow Liberians, of recent, Joseph Newman Boaka, the head of our Unity Party, picked his running mate. And now it is clear October or electionary period, Ambassador Boaka will be on the ballot paper as a presidential candidate once accepted by the National Elections Commission. So the other day, I was saying that, okay. The other day, we were on the radio here. Okay. 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 The other day, we were on the radio here. We said, people like Ambassador Joseph Newman Boaka should not be speaking the way he's speaking in our country, making things to look like he has solutions to the problems of our country. And I said to you Liberians that Ambassador Boaka is one of the problems Liberia has. Ambassador Boaka is one of the problems that Liberia has, and he has done more harm than good to his time in which he came from was Songa, to his county, and to the country. And I'll give you all the reasons why I'm saying such. Ambassador Boaka served our country for 12 unbroken years. For 12 unbroken years. Maybe some of you don't know how or some of the functions of the vice president, how such go out in terms of functions. I will let you know. The vice president is not a position that you take so lightly. It is a very serious position that plays a major role in the governance process of Liberia. The vice president the vice president serves as the head of the Liberian Senate. Listen, in that case, the vice president occupies two areas in a sense. You have three branches of government. You have the executive, of which the vice president is from. You got the executive. And you have the legislative branch of government. And you have the judiciary. Three branches of government. And so, the vice president, Joseph Newman Boaka, like all other vice presidents, will be in the capacity, work in the executives, and in extension, also render services within the legislative branch of government, in a sense, where you have the vice president that presides. He serves or she serves as the head of the Liberian Senate. The vice president presided over the Liberian Senate. Over the Liberian Senate. You will. Yeah? Yeah, okay. Okay, please, please. Okay, so the vice president, Joseph Newman Boaka, served as the head of the Liberian Senate for 12 years. So that means before anything is being placed or before anything were placed on the floor or any other thing for discussions, I messaged you, for discussions, they were approved, reviewed, and accepted by the Vice President then, Joseph Newman Boakai. Listen, I'm taking my time today because I want to explain to you and I want to educate you how some of these things work, and so you can know who are those that have contributed to some of the problems we face today that are claiming to be the solution maker of what we are going through today. So, the Vice President served as the head. So, in a common term here, all of the concessions, all of the laws, all of the confirmations, all of the decisions that were sent out of the budgets, that means the Vice President participated in it, even though the Vice President does not have a voting right, but he presides. So the Vice President presided over the Liberian Senate for 12 years. Let me take you to this. And like I said, today we will take our time, we will educate you about things. The Vice President office had its own budget. A Vice President has its own budget. So, Vice President Joseph Newman Boakai budget in the year 2014-2015. I will give it to you. 2014-2015. No, let me go to, let me see. 2014-2015. Let me see this. And then you got 2015-2016. Yes, this is the budget. And then when you go to the, okay, for 1.4, component summary captures the office of the Vice President, blah, 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 blah. Let me go to it. Let me go to it so you will understand. Let me go to the summary of the budget. I hope that I could have this on my big phone. Let me manage it. 1.4. Let me go to the summary, right? Let me go to the summary of ATM. I want to get it. I want to get it where we will talk about the Vice President so that you Liberians will understand. So that you will understand what it is. Not just people coming and say, oh, this is it. Oh, this is it. But the very same people that created the problems that we are going through today, they're trying to make it to look like they've created or they've done nothing wrong to our country. Serving this country as Vice President for that number of years, you should not in any way, think you should not be responsible to the very problems that we are going through today. No. Inasmuch you think what you did at the time you did the right thing, you should be able to boast of what you did. Why will you not be able to boast of what you've done? So you should be able to boast of what you've done. I'm trying to get this session 1. Let's say budget cleaning, the budget of the Republic of Liberia for the fiscal period beginning July 1, 2014 and ending July 30, 2015, an amount of blah, 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 blah. I want to go to the direct place that talks about the Vice President because I want to, all the people support. I want to go directly to Joseph Newman Boakai at the time. How much did the government send in for of the Vice President? I'm trying to get a structure of the fiscal 14-15 session. Let me go to it. One of going there, blah 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 blah. I'm trying to get it. It is a very long document. County development funds. So I think, okay, uh, any compulsory notwithstanding. Okay, so I'm trying to get it here. Oh, by the time, so you see it, you see it, you see everybody. So you get a budget here, grand summary by economic clarification. You got a whole budget. Please bear with me. I'm trying to lay my hands to where I can get the vice president on the manager just enter. I'm trying to lay my hands on the particular area about the vice president 2015 2016 the national budget or source of revenues. You get it. You you sure we can get it here, right? I'm trying to get it up. It's a very long thing. So I'm saying this to mean, and I will go to the place and let you understand that the very things that the vice president then, Joseph Newman Boaka, they're blaming this government, or maybe they're pretending to be that so clean person that they've got all the solutions, right? They are even more worst than what they're claiming. So I'm trying to go into this. I will let you to understand how much went to the office, right, of the former vice president from 2014 to 2015 and from 2015 to 2016. So let's just capture that area so that you will understand exactly how much did go to him. So you will get it clear, right? Okay, right? So Ambassador Barker cannot be the one telling people now that something happened bad, something did not happen in my office. Please dash it in my office to the person there. Okay, right? Ambassador Barker cannot be saying this country or the government or other people have not done something well. When the vice president had all the amounts in his budget, year 2014, 2015, okay, very good. National budget, fiscal year 2014, 2015. Fellow Liberians, I want you to listen. How much or what were the amounts that went into and it said office of the vice president, mission. The Liberian Constitution mandates the vice president to assist the president in discharge of state functions. The VP serves as president of the Senate. You're listening to it? The VP serves as what? President of the Senate. So, in a short, the VP used to be the head. The VP used to be the head of what? The Liberian Senate. So, presiding over its deliberations without the right to vote, like I said. He presided over all. But he could not vote. Now, achievements 2013, 2014, no budget policy, not submitted. So, objectives 2014, 2015, no budget policy, not submitted. They come to component summary by ministry. You got compensation of employee 2013, 2014, and blah, 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 blah. And this is under the vice president, right? Right? Okay. So all the ones are under the vice president, right? So let me go to it. And it's so good, the manager and the producers, they've done it so much more easier for me, much more bigger. Okay, so all the ones there here, expenditure, category, all the thing and everything, right? Very good. So here's it. I have it right before me now, fellow Liberians, and I'm about to display it from 2014, 2015, then we'll go to 2015, 2016. And somebody will ask why you want to bring this. I want to bring this budget so you can understand how much Joe Walker got from the government of Liberia for the number of years. Maybe each of the budget, how much did he receive from the government, right? In that process, it will also interest you to know, right? Right? Will also interest you to know that in the year 2016, I come and tell you something. Your way. Let me go through it. They say a mission. I'm talking about the 2014-2015 budget. The mission here is, it said the Liberian Constitution mandates the Vice President to assist the President in the discharge of state functions. The VP also serves as President of the Senate, presiding over its deliberations without the right to vote. Achievements 2014-2015. Executed various tasks assigned by the President of the Republic of Liberia as mandated. Promoted reconciliation amongst various institutions in Liberia. Maintained cordial working relationships. You know, there's the report that they're making, right? Working relationship with the national legislature, thereby leading to the passage of various bills. Now, when sometimes we say some things to you, you don't believe it. Now, I'm reading from a document prepared by the Joe Walker administration. You heard what it said? Listen, I'm going to read you this. It is the achievements of Joe Walker. It is the achievements of Joe Walker. Listen to what it said. Achievements under the budget. They gave you the budget, they gave you the achievement, they gave you the objectives. When they gave you the achievement in 2014-2015, then they gave you the objective for 2015-2016, what they hope to achieve in 2015-2016. For those of you that have read the budget and you've seen it and you see how it works, right? Yes, it. So on the 2014-2015 budget, the report, it says, Joseph Walker executed various tasks assigned by the president, his former boss, that today he doesn't want to follow her footsteps. I have that recording. I will play it. When I asked Joe Walker, are you going to be contesting on the legacy of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf? And this old man was brave enough to say no. He never wanted to do what? To contest on the legacy of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Why it said this old man is so ungrateful. But later in their own report, they said he executed various tasks. So meaning all of the things that happened, all of the decisions that were taken, most of the bad things that happened in this country, Joe Walker was part of it. It said, executed various tasks assigned by the President of the Republic of Liberia as mandated, promoted reconciliation. So it means Joe Walker will only accept the good things. But the bad thing, he doesn't want to accept it. Like he said, he doesn't want to contest on the legacy of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. The same legacy that they both created. He doesn't want to run on it. Right? Let me go to a portion of it where you will understand and you will get it. It said, among various institutions in Liberia, maintained cordial working relationship with the national legislature, thereby leading to the passage of various bills. You listen to it? Joe Walker, one of his functions, serving as vice president and also the president of the Senate, he needed to work along with the national legislature to pass all the bills, all the concessions that were bad for our country. Joe Walker was the one heading all these things because that was one of his functions, serving as president of the Liberian Senate. So the passage of various bills and concession agreements. You see, the people put it there. Concessions agreements, the government of Liberia, through the office of the vice president, donated relief items to schools, hospitals. So that only that one Joe Walker can agree about. But then when you say that he worked along with legislators to pass the concessions that affected our country, he doesn't want to accept it. So you see the hypocrisy. Now, when they did a report like this, they had or objectives for the next year. But let me end you the achievements Joseph Boakai had in 2014, 2015. They said hospitals and capacity building institutions in and out of Liberia provided oversight for government institutions, which include, but not limited to, Joe Boakai was providing oversight. Liberia Marketing Association. Now, it tells me that Joe Boakai has a record in the legacy of failure. He served as vice president, having an oversight over the Liberia Marketing Association. Not a day the people left for in confusion. They were always in confusion. Joe Boakai could not settle the problems. Liberia National Lotteries, listen, and National AIDS Commission